Batman Year One by Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli is one of the best comics of all time, but what happens when you take this book and completely reimagine it? You would get Batman 0 Year by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Scott Snyder himself said that Batman Year One was almost an impossible hill to climb over. So when Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and FCO Placentia took on a daunting task of modernizing Batman's origin story, they completely reimagined it in every way possible. Batman Year One is obviously drawn by the very amazing, very talented David Mazzucchelli, but it's colored by a woman named Richmond Lewis, and the way she colors it makes it look like a noir, dark, gritty, and smaller scale story. And now compare that to Batman 0 Year. Greg Capullo is one of my favorite artists to ever tackle Batman, but FCO Placentia is the unsung hero of this entire story. There's a lot more use of vibrant, warm colors, and a lot of the parts of the story take place in broad daylight. And 0 Year takes place in a Gotham that has been completely flooded and destroyed by the Riddler. And I'm not sure if this was the intention, but seeing not only a destroyed Gotham, but having it be colored in greens, blues, pinks, yellows, also makes it feel wrong and makes it seem like something that Batman needs to fix. Because I'm not used to seeing Batman in this way, so it was very interesting to read through and see how Gotham is shaped to how we usually see it. And now I wanted to take a break from the visuals to talk about how Scott Snyder writes his Bruce Wayne. I absolutely love the fact that Bruce Wayne's first failure in the Batman costume is this catastrophic. And I love how he relates it to Bruce Wayne's feelings of his parents being killed that night in Crime Alley. Because at the end of the day, Bruce Wayne values life, and if any life is taken under his watch, he takes the complete blame for it. Also, Bruce Wayne spends most of his time being a complete asshole in this story. But that makes his realizations at the end of the book even greater, and this is something that the Batman definitely took inspiration from. And I know it's a spoiler, but I have to talk about the ending. Bruce vents to Alfred saying that the only thing that gives him happiness and purpose is putting the Batman costume on. Alfred pleads to him saying that you haven't experienced all types of happiness, this is all you know. So when Alfred is visited by a woman named Julie who wants to rekindle a relationship she had with Bruce Wayne when they were younger, Alfred has two choices to make. He can either introduce Bruce to her, and this is what gives Alfred happiness. He envisions a whole life of Bruce with this woman, having kids and being happy. But Alfred quickly snaps back into reality, knowing that that's not what Bruce wants, and that Bruce is no longer even standing behind him. That's when we get one of my favorite endings in any comic I've ever read, which is I'm sorry, but I'm afraid he's spoken for. And you see Batman in a large city swinging with a smile on his face. And I wanted to end this video by giving my quick interpretation of what I think this ending means. People are quick to say that Bruce Wayne is the mask, but I always disagree because the Batman is a Bruce Wayne creation. The Batman is what gives that kid in Crime Alley hope, and he shares that hope with the city he loves so much.